It was the chair of the Committee on Defense and Foreign Relations, Adan Kenyan, who revealed a diplomatic standoff between Kenya and the United Arab Emirates is to blame for the rise in cases of Kenyans being denied work permits or renewal of work permits to the United Arab Emirates.
Early last year, a senior official in the Kenyan government misbehaved in the United Arab Emirates, and that problem can only be solved at the highest level between our chief executive and the chief executive of that country.
We finally agreed that a draft labor agreement should be reviewed and drafted and signed as soon as possible. We've been hoping that within the next 1 month or so, this agreement will be signed, and that has been the crux of the problem.
Admitting the impasse was yet to be resolved, Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs Richard Onyonka pointed out the government was in the process of resolving the issue. At the same time, he shocked Parliament by admitting the Kenyan government lacks concrete records of the number of Kenyans working in the diaspora, instead blaming the lack of a clear structure to follow up and protect Kenyans being shipped abroad where they're subjected to illicit trade, sparking debate.
Last year I moved and this House passed and the President assented to the Counter-Trafficking in Persons Act. So what the ministry is doing is basically not implementing.
Which was passed was not specifically passed for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to implement. There are other departments which are supposed to implement.
House Speaker Kenneth Marende, however, directed him to ensure implementation of the law and give a progress report to Parliament in 3 months' time.
Move away from excuses and act. I mean, you obviously cannot make sense to this country to say that Kenyans are living without you knowing how many Kenyans go out of this country.
At the same time, nominated MP Amina Abdallah, while issuing a personal statement in Parliament, distanced herself from a UN monitoring report linking her to supporting terrorism by donating to questionable charity activities used to fund Al-Shabaab activities.
Since 9/11, Muslim charities fully rely on the generosity of local donors such as the Honorable Balala and myself. This report would scare Muslims and other donors from contributing for fear of being linked to terrorism.
She has since demanded the Ministry of Foreign Affairs sends a protest report to the UN Secretary General for allowing what she terms as an inaccurate report that has since been adopted by the UN Security Council. Kathina Chenga for the news at 9.